Hi, this is David.
Hi, I'm Bryan. We're from Red FANG.
And you're watching Stormbringer, the Austrian heavy zine.
Rock on.
Guys, you're right now in the finish of your European tour, this parted European tour. You started back in January, had a break from February 9th till March 14th. And after this show today here in Vienna, only 4 days left from this very extensive tour. How was it and how exhausted are you right now?
It's been really good. It's been actually really, really good. It was nice to have a break, and actually there's more than 4 more shows. 4 more shows with the Shrine and Lord Dying, but after the 4 more shows with those guys, we do 4 more shows in Finland and then 2 shows in Russia. So we're actually about halfway for us. The tour goes a little bit longer than with this whole group, but yeah, it's been really good. And I'm a little bit tired. The last 2 days were really long drives from somewhere to Berlin was long, and then Berlin to Warsaw, and then Warsaw to here. So those drives were really long, yeah. But it's been really good, yeah.
How have you been getting along with the guys from the Shrine and your, let's call them homies from Lord Dying? I mean, you are stuck together since a long, long time now.
We've been getting along great. They're really easy to travel with. I might be singing a different tune if we were all stuck in the same van, but we were traveling in a separate vehicle, so it's really it's good times, you know. It's different when those guys are traveling in the same van together, so they're in tight quarters. So it might be more interesting to find out how they're all getting along. But I personally am having a great time with all of them.
Let's talk about your latest effort. It's called Whales and Leeches. How was the recording process for both of you guys for this record? Any difference compared to Murder the Mountains? I mean, production-wise, you worked again with Chris Funk, and the mix was again done by Wentz Powell. Never change a winning team?
Yeah, we had fun working with both of them before, so we decided to work with them again. Familiar, we went to the same studio. It was nice to, we didn't really want to throw in anything new, especially because on this record we've been touring a lot, so we didn't have time to write a lot. So we had 3 months at home, and we said, okay, let's book studio time and spend all of our every moment writing for this next album. So this record, we didn't really want to throw anything new into the mix because we had limited amount of time. Usually, like the previous albums, whenever we would just write songs kind of as they happened, and whenever we had enough, we'd be like, okay, we have enough to record an album. But this one, we had 3 months, and that was it. So we had a few pieces from before that weren't quite finished, and we worked those into songs for this, but basically we had a deadline this time. Usually we don't write like that. Usually just whenever we feel like we have enough songs, then we'll go and record them. But this time we said, okay, we have 3 months, let's record an album. So it was more pressure and a self-imposed deadline.
How did you wind up bringing Mike from Job in for the track Dawn Rising, my absolute highlight on the new record? The fascinating thing is that the 2 voices, Aaron and Mike, work together really, really well. We're really lucky that he was willing to do it. We are all huge Job fans and have been for years. So, and through touring and stuff, we've gotten to know him, and he's a really sweet guy. So, what Dave was saying, we had a very short period of time to write music, and so we were writing all kinds of stuff, and really the vocal element didn't really come together until after the basic tracks were done. And that one was sort of stumped both Aaron and I. We both took kind of runs at it, but we were not very satisfied with it. And definitely Yob was an inspiration in the writing of that song. The mood, sort of that doom style. So it was almost jokingly, someone was like, wouldn't it be great if we could get Mike Scheidt to sing on it? And we're like, ha ha. And then we're like, well, I'm going to call him and see what he thinks about it. And so he was doing a recording project with another side project. What's that band, David?
It's called. Is it called Vol or something? VOHL, or is that the one? I don't know.
Maybe.
He's a real busy guy. In any case, he was going up to Seattle to record sort of a supergroup type project, and so it worked out. He came up here on his way up to Seattle, stopped in, and then, well, that was his plan. I don't think he did that. He went up to Seattle and then he came back down, and we sent him the track. So he came into the studio and had all the lyrics and melodies worked out. He knocked the whole thing out in probably under 45 minutes. We were just blown away. You know, it was hilarious watching him record too, because he was hitting these, his vocal range is insane. And so he was hitting these high notes. I'm like, oh my God, like it was making me kind of cringe. I was like, oh, if I tried to hit that note, something would pop. Like my testicle would shoot out of my pants or something. But, and he's like, well, you think I should sing that higher? And I was like, yeah, right. Try that higher. And then he sings like a whole step higher. And it was terrifying, really, and incredibly impressive. I mean, it's my favorite track on the record, also. So, I think the only downside is that it's me and Aaron are more blue collar, get the job done type singers, and he's a pro singer. So I just hope that he doesn't make us look too bad.
No, he doesn't. You both mentioned now the pressure and the songwriting, just 3 months. I mean, when listening to Red Fang, you can usually tell there's more than one songwriter at work. Can you talk about the creative relationship within the band, especially you two guys are responsible for the riffs, I guess?
Yeah, well, everyone, including Aaron, John, not as much as the drummer, but me, Bryan, and Aaron are all writing music, and I would say maybe Bryan has a tendency to write the more punk rock kind of songs, the faster, more hyper punk rock stuff, and I don't know, I write whatever. There's been several times when I've just had like a piece and another piece, and Aaron will take those and add and bridge them somehow with his own pieces. That's how Wires was written. I wrote a couple of chunks, and then Aaron filled in the blanks, basically. And one other thing about our songwriting is sort of we'll all have ideas, maybe a full song, but sometimes just a couple of riffs, and then we bring them to practice, and as a band as a whole in practice we'll form it into a song. That's kind of what we do, and usually the music happens first and then the vocals happen at the very end. The vocals are not part of the songwriting process until the end of it. So sometimes after we've arranged a song, we'll be adding vocals and realize, oh, we need to stretch this out, or we should cut this. We'll change it slightly to work with vocals, but the music always happens first for us. And we just get along. We get along good musically, so we just all throw out our ideas, and I don't know. Somehow it just happens at practice. We work them into songs.
I mean, another thing that appeals especially to your fans are your music videos. Always great videos with lots of humor, plus loads of beer involved as well. You also did this video game, virtual beer shoot gunning challenge. It looks like beer seems to have a very significant value within Red Fang.
Yeah, that is definitely a large element of our videos, and I mean, I think that I would say more. I would like beer was more of an analogy to just like good times. We're honestly trying to kind of get away from being so associated with beer, because honestly, we don't drink as much beer as we used to, and we're older guys. We don't rage and party. Exactly, he's drinking wine, so But I think that it's. I mean, we just it's just like, hey, good times, and the humors, we joke around a lot. We're pretty lighthearted people. I think our music is very dark, and the lyrical content is very dark, sometimes downright negative. And so, but that's maybe reflective of our artistic side, but our personalities, we are very, we're just dudes, so it's nice because that way, the fans don't want to arm wrestle or get into boxing match with us. You know what I mean? They just want to hang out, which is much better. So So it's nice to have people relate on a more of a human level because, and it's good to laugh. It's good for you. I think it burns calories.
Hopefully. Since the Murder in the Mountains release, you're in a partnership with Relapse Records. They did some changes in their signing politics, if you can call it. Not so much extreme metal bands, more in the, let's say, stoner doom direction. Was this maybe one of the reasons why you decided to sign with Relapse?
I don't know if that's the reason. We actually, initially with Murder in the Mountains, when we recorded Murder in the Mountains, we didn't have a label. We were label-less, and we paid for it all ourselves and then shopped it around. And actually, initially, Relapse rejected it. And they said, no, we're not interested.
More than once.
Yeah. They said no a couple times, and then I'm not sure what changed their mind. We just were persistent. I think sent it back to someone else at Relapse, and then I don't know, somehow it came around and they were like, yeah, it does seem like there's been a shift from the more extreme stuff. Baroness initial stuff is pretty heavy and all, and then they've kind of moved towards I don't know what you'd call it. It's still heavy, but it's more poppy. And I know what you mean, and we're definitely not extreme like most stuff on Relapse. But yeah, that kind of stuff. I mean, we're not in the same group as that, but I don't think that's what attracted us to them. We just it just sort of happened that things were kind of shifting. I think in general, sort of this stoner rock thing is having a revival of sorts recently. So yeah, I don't know. But one thing that I like about being with Relapse is they've moved their headquarters from Philadelphia to Portland, where we live. So they're right down the street from us, and we see them. Not every day, but we see them around town and can meet with them face to face instead of it just being some, email relationship. We can actually meet with them and see them and go to their offices. So that's really nice to be able to be face to face with them.
It's also nice to see them and not have to talk about music or business. Rarely when I see those guys do I talk business. It's just like have beers and just talk about, things that you like and stuff, and it's I don't know, we all get along. They're really happy-go-lucky guys, and they take it seriously, but they're not like businessmen. You know what I mean? It's a passion thing. They happen to be very good at it, but they do it because they enjoy the music, and they're cool. So,
right before this European tour started, I guess one of the highlights in your career was on January 10th this year. You were part of David Letterman's late night show. How did it come about? I mean, not many bands from, let's call stoner metal, hard rock or something, are asked to appear on a national mainstream TV show in the States.
Yeah, it's crazy. We got the email about whether we were when our availability was to do that show. All of us were sure it was a joke. We're like, that's hilarious. We just wrote back, yeah, right. The 12th of never would work great for me. But in any case, it was true, and it was a great experience. It was really fun. But as far as getting it, I mean, I'm not gonna give all the credit to other people. I think that we've been working hard, playing a lot, touring a lot, and trying to, to sell records and have people exposed to us and stuff. But really, we have a very good team of people that work for us. We have a new PR agent in the States who is just really terrific and had a relationship with their booking agent, and just made it happen. I think just really good people. Our manager has her ear to the ground, and is savvy to a lot of things that I'm not. Has connections to people that I would never know, So. Yeah, they're earning their money, that's for sure. I mean, national TV is crazy.
You have had a busy and action-packed career since you released your self-titled debut album back 2009. Do you ever need an extended break, or do you keep on going, touring? I mean, you're touring so much.
Yeah. I would like a break, but...
Other guys don't.
Well, no, I mean, not just me. I think we would all like a break, but this is what we do professionally now for maybe 2.5 years. This is our job, so we kind of have to keep touring. And also, I would rather be doing this as a job than, you know, washing dishes or whatever. So I love doing this, but yeah, sometimes I miss being away from my girlfriend. I miss being with my girlfriend. And we've been trying to make our tours shorter. You know, like we broke this one up into two month-long chunks just so we could have some time at home. Our bass player has a 4-year-old son, so he's married, and our drummer is married. Me and Bryan both have relationships, girlfriends, and yeah, it sucks to be away from home, but I love touring. I love being able to travel and play music, and when I think about it, what I would be doing otherwise is working at some job, the same thing every day in the same town. So yeah, I would like a break, but I really can't complain. It's pretty amazing that I get to do this, so it's great.
You know, today is April 1st.
I know.
Any April Foolish will happen today at the show? Did it already happen?
I'm terrified. I don't know.
To us.
Yeah.
We might want to think about it.
Yeah, be cool. Okay, guys, thanks for your time.
Thank
Have
you.
fun at the last.
Oh, maybe we'll do an acoustic set instead of a regular rock set tonight.
That would be cool.
That would be cruel, is what that would be.
You will have a packed venue today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just we're gonna bust out the ukuleles and do traditional Hawaiian songs, and then people will be mad. April Fools.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.